Welcome back to the channel, everybody. As always, my name is David. Today's video, we're going to be reviewing and reacting to Architectural Digest tour of Zedd's $16 million modern mansion. As always, I have my pens and markers with me and my sketchbook because if there's anything interesting about this house, we're going to be drawing it out and we're going to talk about how the architect could have done something differently or how the design could change. If you didn't know already, I am a licensed architect in the states of Pennsylvania, North Dakota, and Texas. And if you're interested in learning more about my practice of architecture, you can find my website linked in the description below. There you'll also find links for any of the stuff that we've talked about in today's video, as well as links for the markers, pen set, and sketchbook that I use. If you're interested in architectural content just like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, as it's going to let you know when I come out with new videos just like this every week. And just like that, let's get started with this tour. I like it, automated doors.
What's up, guys? My name is Zedd, and welcome to my home. I'll take you on a little tour.
Glass to take advantage of those views.
This is part of the view. I really never get tired of a view like this, which is really zen and peaceful and relaxing.
It looks like a very well done modern aesthetic.
So the way this is structured for me is that this section of the house is work. The bottom part will be the studio. The top part is the gym.
Very interesting. That actually looks like a home that I designed in Dallas. I'll insert clips of that right now. Not aesthetically the same, but very similar.
This section of the house is living, and this is like sleeping. Welcome to the house. I don't know how, but nobody's ever fallen in here. Drunk or not drunk, please don't be the first one. This is the small door to the house. You can, when you open it,
the water feature at the front door, I really like it. Pretty interesting, and it shows a juxtaposition of materials as well as natural elements. You can kind of see that tree that sits beyond it.
Decide whether you want to go here or here. I'll go here.
A pivot door, I like that. That was something that was really done up a few years back, and you don't see much of it anymore.
So you have a little bit of everything right away.
That water feature coming back into the home, that's very unique. I really like that.
Unfortunately, it is dying, so I'm going to replace it.
Yes, I can see that you don't have enough water, enough light for that kind of a tree to sit inside the home like that. As cool as it is, it's not like the Lake House, that movie with Keanu Reeves back in the day where the house sat in the middle of the home. That would be very hard to maintain.
That holds my keys, so I know exactly where they are.
I like the I like that juxtaposition right here in his living room. The concrete, the white plaster walls with that what looks like walnut, solid walnut bookshelf. The colors pop really well, and the materiality, it makes it stand in stark contrast, and it kind of almost makes it feel cozy as the rest of the materials are very hard.
There's a lot of space for art. It's really tall. There's benches here for when you get tired of walking to the...
I really like that staircase and that glass wall that's next to it. It reminds me of the Carnegie Museum here in Pittsburgh, where they have their actually it's really the modern art section of that museum. It has something very similar with your staircase and your all glass that brings a lot of light in to the home.
The guest house bowling alley complex will be. And if I ever decide to change my career into a professional soccer player, this is where I will start.
Very cool. The rooftop yard there, very interesting, and I like the use of a solid glass handrail there so that you don't interrupt the views, but you still maintain that level of safety.
The water level just lowers slightly, and then the jacuzzi stands out. So this place was built kind of like a resort. All the guest bedrooms are all back to back, and everybody has direct access to the pool. There's an outside barbecue area.
That's very nice to have those first floor guest bedrooms that all walk out onto the the pool, like he was just saying. That's going to give your guests, as he had mentioned, a real sense of belonging and a kind of a vacation vibe. There is that level of separation that you want to have between bedrooms, say the primary suite and your guest suites, to be able to have them walk out onto amenities such as the pool deck and the barbecue area. It kind of gives them that sense of welcomed vacation, a little relaxation while they're there visiting you.
So this is the gray bedroom where
now one thing I find weird here in this bedroom that he's pointing out is that there's no, it doesn't look like there's a slider or a door out to it, but if you pay close attention, he's had his pool furniture or his deck furniture pushed right up against that window, and so if somebody's staying there, I guess your friends and family out on the pool deck can sit right next to your window.
everything is kind of muted.
Oh, I was wrong. This is a slider, but he does have that pool furniture right there next to it, and it's just kind of odd. It almost lends you to think that the pool deck itself wasn't big enough to have that furniture, that it was an afterthought.
These blinds here, they're currently on a timer, and I think they go up at 6 or 7 a.m. So when my brother takes a shower, somebody's outside, it goes up. He's had an encounter with our gardeners because he decided to take an early shower, and the gardeners, you know, had a nice view.
That's weird. That's actually really weird. Change the timer. And then also, we should have done is create that. I mean, I love glass. I love a lot of glass in a building, especially a modern building like this. But what's interesting here is that the designer didn't have the forethought that this is going to be a bathroom. Especially at the shower location, where you could have kept a lot of glass in there, but at about chest high down, you could have had a mullion and glass that was in that location that's translucent but frosted, so that it doesn't allow you to actually visually see through, keeping a more private approach to the creation of that restroom rather than a wide open and no privacy feeling of that area.
Nobody in here. Oh wait, I thought that's a different room. Never mind. This is the server room.
Okay, makes sense for a home that big to have a server room like that. A lot of houses now, with the use of more and more technology and the advent of smart home technology, it's becoming more important to have a dedicated server area or a technology room.
These are also probably the largest stairs ever. And I think they made him.
I love those stairs, and I love the exposed structure of the home. You can see that cross bracing there is probably a structural element. I would not imagine that the architect or structural engineer would want to just put something in there unless it was truly for the structure of the home.
All right, this is the master.
So his bedroom here, I actually really like that.
It has the wood ceilings. It has the same stone that we've seen earlier on the outside.
It's very interesting because what you see here is the geometry of the fireplace wrap across the ceiling and back down to the bed. I would not be surprised that if on the other side of the bed, the headboard actually mimics that geometry as well. If you saw my last video about Graham Stephan's home, you'll note that I talked about the kitchen ceiling height in conjunction with their living room ceiling height, and how the builder lowered the ceiling height in the kitchen on purpose to create a sense of seclusion or a separation between the spaces. Here, we're doing that within one room and within elements of the architecture of that room. You'll note that the ceiling height only drops a little bit, but the material changes as well, where they use darker materials for the ceiling above the bed, and by dropping it a few feet, it creates a level of coziness. For a home with all of those windows, it's very smart to have curtains like that. Yes, and I was correct. The ceiling in the master actually blends into the roof line of the home.
You don't want to watch TV inside? Or have the fire outside if you don't like fire inside. So this is the bathroom. It's really everything I've ever wanted in a bathroom. I think it's perfect. It feels really nice.
A very large bathroom, very welcoming. On the second floor, I can see having windows like that, but the first floor I was not a fan of. Bring a lot of light into the bathroom. It's somewhere where you want to spend a lot of time relaxing, getting ready for the day, so having that natural light is very important.
And then the other side, meant to be hers, but it's shoes. Lots of shoes that I haven't even opened yet. I like shoes. I guess you can tell. So this is the main part of the house. It is the kitchen, the sort of dining area, and the living space. This works as a dining table as well. It has built-in hibachi grills, and then there's 4 ovens for...
Very interesting. It has that 1970s modern aesthetic. If you're familiar with the case study houses, the kitchen there, it reminds me a lot of those homes.
So you don't have to, put water in and then carry it. You just can do it right here. That's when I knew that I wanted the house, because I thought that if somebody thought about this, they probably thought about other things too. There's water. It's magic. This is the reason I bought the house. Along here in the kitchen and in the preparation kitchen, there's built-in vacuums. So if you prepare food and you drop something, you just kick it in and it goes through to the central vacuum, which is hidden in the server room. This is the main living area. This is where we spent most of the time.
Very interesting. That view is amazing. The interior designer did a really good job with the material use and the furniture. We can see a couple of Eames chairs there. Phenomenal chairs, kind of set up to take advantage of that view and relax.
Like Risk. It can be used for other things too, but really this is the board game table. So this fireplace is right underneath the other fireplace upstairs, which we found out because you guys told me. I didn't know. Now we know. These doors open and hide in
that fireplace, again, it's a recreation of what was in the master suite, and I'm sure that was sitting right above that.
So because the tile inside the house and outside is the same, and there's even a little bit of roof that is still over there, you kind of lose sense of when you're inside or outside.
Here you can see the use of the same materials for the floor, that flow of interior to exterior. That's a sign of very good architect and the thought process of design, as well as the geometries matching. That's a very high-end detail to have that roof plane match that ceiling plane, as well as that floor, that transition there. Not something you can do in areas that rain a lot, because that water will wick, or at least attempt to wick back in. We have to mitigate that here in Pennsylvania, and I'm sure up in Seattle it's something that you wouldn't be able to do.
There will be a huge machine here covering the majority of the room.
I love this gym. To be able to have light on the inside of a gym, it makes the world of difference. I'm sure there's been a bunch of you guys out there that have worked out in gyms that are kind of like a dungeon, and you just don't want to be in that space. You don't feel like being productive, and that natural light, it really helps you to be motivated and to want to actually be in that gym working out.
Over there. I promise that's what it will be eventually. All right, guys, thanks for checking out my house.
Thanks for having us.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video too. If you did, feel free to hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel, because I'm going to be coming out with videos just like this every week. If you're interested in learning more about myself and my practice of architecture, again, check out the link in the description for my website, as well as anything we've talked about here. All the materials that I use to create architecture, I'll have them linked there in the description as well. And until next time, guys, keep building.